Hi there everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're ranking Bulgarian songs from Eurovision, and Bulgaria is such an interesting country that I've really been looking forward to doing this one because they started off kind of weak with a few glimpses here and there, and of course lately we've kind of known them as a complete powerhouse in Eurovision up until a certain year happened. Spoiler alert, this year. um, so I'm just going to be interesting to see where I will place all of these songs because I think there's such a massive contrast between the different entries that Bulgaria have sent to Eurovision. So I'm really looking forward to just getting into this. Um, there are 7 categories. There are, I think, 15 maybe songs that we're going to place into the different categories. If you want to know more about what the categories contain, you can watch the tier list video for either Albania, Armenia, or Australia, because I believe in those. I kind of cover all of that and spend like 5 minutes talking about that. So we're not going to do that now today. If you want to hear me do that, you can go watch one of those videos. But today, primary focus, Bulgarian songs in Eurovision. And we're going to start right away. They debuted in 2005 with a song called Lorraine by the group Cafe. This was not a good debut results-wise for Bulgaria. They finished very low. They did not qualify for the final. However, I think this song... Ooh, I really do think that this is a really great song. It has so many qualities to it. I love the atmosphere of it. I love the whole, like maybe a bit chilled out mood and really relaxing tone of the song. It's a great backing track. It's a pretty memorable chorus as well, and I'm liking the small little detailing throughout the song as well with different instruments and such, and little elements that they've just thrown in there. However, when you see it live, maybe it drags a little bit. I mean, we do have to keep in mind that this is 2005. You couldn't really do that much with a stage performance in terms of lighting behind the stage or different effects and LED screens and whatnot. But still, I just kind of feel like maybe the performance is a little bit distant. Maybe that drags it down a little bit, because I do think there's a great song in here, but maybe it becomes a tad too forgettable because of the shortcomings within the performance. And that kind of makes people maybe forget about this song way easier than maybe I think they should. Because still, as I say, the song has so many qualities within it. Maybe structure-wise, it's a little on the side, but still, I think there are so many qualities in it. But I think due to the performance, I have to put it in solid, because I don't really think it's on par with other songs that I've put in really great. It becomes so many songs now that I have to keep in my head where I've put them in the different categories. But it's good, because now I have kind of a, what do you say? There's a Swedish word called måttstock, but I can't remember what it is in English now. This series could also become just Swedish lessons with me, you know. But you won't get anything from it because I don't know the words in English. I'm rambling. Solid entry, solid debut, really great debut, to be honest, from Bulgaria, but the shortcomings makes it only solid, I think. Next up, in 2006, they didn't really follow up with something that left a great impression on me. This is not for me. What's the song called? Like Let Me Cry or something? No. Is it? I don't know. It's kind of dramatic in the chorus. It has something in there, but it's also a bit too uninspiring. It's a bit slow. It's a bit uninteresting, to be honest. I kind of like some of the intonation ideas they have in there, but still, overall package, not my thing. I'm not really that into it, so it's gonna be down here. Sorry. However, Bulgaria turned it around really fast. Water by, I've forgotten their names, but Bulgaria 2007. This is, ooh, do I dare to do it? I dare to do it. Among the greatest songs in Eurovision history. That's just a very straight answer to this. I think this is how to do world building at its finest. It's like this kind of hypnotic, and like it puts you in a trance, this song. It's very its own thing. It really creates its own world. It's like the whole suspense and atmosphere that it creates is so tangible. I really do think like the hectic drumming and the constant drumming and playfulness of the drumming is incredible, really is. It's on par with the greatest of rock songs, but here they kind of just use the drumming as the main instrument and really rely on the playfulness of the drumming to really set the tone in the song, and how that drumming goes along with the synth work throughout. It's so atmospheric. The whole ambiance of the song is incredible. I really do think so. It's so like palpable to just get dragged into whatever world it is that they're creating here. And I like the vocal style is so unique that it also really just works with this completely foreign type of world that they're building. Just incredible, in all honesty. I also love like the stage layout. The lighting is incredible. There are some of these wide shots where the camera pans out and like everything looks so incredible. It looks, it's in a different place. You're being taken somewhere completely different. And I just love that whole setting of the song and the performance. It's like the song on its own wouldn't be among the greatest, but it's how the performance works with it as well. And I really do think this is one of the best songs and best performances I've seen in Eurovision. I really do think so. It has to be up here. I don't care. And then straight back to reality for Bulgaria. DJ Take Me Away. This is their effort in 2008. It's not for me. It's a bit all over the place. The verses are this kind of reggae, slow guitar on the backbeat, really slow rhythms, and quite draggy verses. Then the chorus is very energetic with this club beat, which has become incredibly outdated because like electronic music has evolved a lot in the 15 years that have passed since 2008. Let's be real. It just doesn't hold up anymore. It didn't really hold up back then either because obviously it didn't go through. I was never a massive fan of the song, but when you listen to it today, it's worse than I remember because it simply just doesn't hold up. It's a very outdated whole approach that they've taken here. It's just not for me. There are like qualities in it, like I think the playfulness of it should be admired, but it just falls flat as a whole package, honestly. It's not though as shockingly odd and weird as what happened in 2009. This song is all over the place. Really, just I have no idea if there's like a what do you call it, like a silver lining in this song or anything. It feels like they had so many ideas and they didn't really know what to do. We have to write a song. Okay, let's just throw everything in there and then worry about it later. It really just feels like that. It's all over the place. Vocal harmonies shouting over each other and colliding in the soundstage. The music isn't very palpable either. You can barely hear the music because so much is going on vocally in this song. I have no idea what's going on. I have even less idea what's going on in the live performance, like the staging and the choreographies and whatever. I never set out to watch this performance or listen to this song, and I probably never will. It has to be a what happened here because I'm honestly in shock over what actually did happen here. Sorry, Bulgaria, but that's what it is. They followed up with something, I guess, not as absurd. I think the song is called Angel City or something. There's a little bit of a catchy chorus. The vocal performance is strong, but at the same time, the song is a little bit of a nothing for me. It's not for me. It could be, I mean, it's closer to this I like it but category than the other two songs here, but at the same time, I just think that the song doesn't really have enough of a melodic variation. It doesn't have anything to really grab me. And his constant whoa, whoa, whoa vocalization it becomes a bit stale after a while. It just doesn't really grab my interest, this song, and it has to be down here. Not very impressed by this one, so no, not for me. 2011, Nainat. A lot of people seem to think that this is one of the more underrated songs of the contest, and I completely understand that. Surely a deserved finalist in 2011, but I don't really think the song has that many redeeming qualities that really makes it into one of the best. It's a catchy hook. It has a nice instrumental behind it. It's well performed. She's incredible on stage. But I somehow have a feeling that, or I somehow can't really connect with it. I just get that feeling. It's not it doesn't do anything outstanding in any area for me personally. I just think everything is pretty middle of the road, but also pretty decent. So it's a solid effort. I can't really say I think that it's more than that because I don't really. Um, Still, decent effort, and finally, like a path back on the way on the right track again for Bulgaria here in 2011. And they kind of continued on that, I think, in 2012. This is a solid little upbeat number with the incorporation of different languages, I think, as well. It tries to really just appeal to, I guess, a lot of masses. It's very 2012 in its sound design and production, and also the way that the song is structured with the instrumental hooks and the club beat and everything. Uh, Kind of falls flat on stage, to be honest. It's a very empty performance with not a lot to just really latch onto. Um, I think that kind of drags it down to the I like it, but because I think the performance is just way too anonymous for a song that really tries to be this more clubby, upbeat, energetic, and inviting thing. It really wants to have this kind of sing along hook as well, and you just kind of need something to actually pop on stage as well to really work with that. But it's closer to being solid for sure. I just don't think it's on par with the songs that I've placed in solid for me personally, and that's what it is. Then in 2013, I guess Bulgaria were tired of not qualifying because, yeah, if I see here, they have only qualified once up until this point. So they decided to go for the artists that actually made them qualify, and they failed to qualify, of course. 2013, Samo Championi. It's not on par with Water in any type or way. It doesn't have that world building. It still tries to kind of implement this way of taking you to a different place and really relying on the drums. And also, they've kind of incorporated different instruments this time to kind of make it a more foreign experience, I guess. But it falls flat completely for me personally. I can't latch onto this one. I don't think the atmosphere of this song is palpable enough to really match the previous effort. And it's harsh to just, compare to the previous effort that they did, but it's an easy comparison to make. And I really do think that, like, the atmosphere is what really lets this down. There's not this ambiance, the synth work isn't as impressive, and the drumming isn't as impressive either. And I think the vocal here becomes more shouty than actually haunting in a sense. Um, I would actually say that this is not for me. That feels a little harsh because I think it's better than these other songs. It still has that really iconic style to it, but I just don't think it's on par with the songs above it. So it's gonna and it really isn't for me. It's not a song that is for me, so I'll have to put it down here. That's what it is. In 2016 though, so yeah, they didn't qualify for so many years, so they just, yeah, let's leave now for for a little while. I don't know the reason why they left, but I mean, I would understand if this is kind of discouraging. 2016 they came back, and they came back with a bang. If Love Was a Crime, very polished pop song, great hook, great production, solid performance as well. I'm not a big fan of the whole thing where people are just jumping around on stage towards the end. It looks like a Nickelodeon party. But yeah, full-blown, complete, well-packaged, great entry. Well, fantastic entry in all honesty. I really do think so. This is one of the stronger songs in that year. It's very memorable. It's so upbeat, and you just kind of get dragged into the whole atmosphere, or like the like, I wouldn't say the atmosphere of it, but more just the setting of the song. You get really dragged into just listening to it, and you can kind of nod along to it very easily. I think it's a well-written song. I really do think so. And I also like the build up towards the chorus is very has a very strong melody to it. I think it's very instant in your head after you hear it one time, I think. Fantastic entry. I really do think so. Another fantastic entry, Beautiful Mess from 2017. But, I mean, in my eyes and in my ears, this is also among the greatest songs I've heard in Eurovision. The instrumental aspect of this song is flawless, perfected. It's 5 years old now, and it still sounds incredible. It sounds impeccable. Like, the production quality of this song is out of this world. It really is. I do think so. I'm loving the digital inputs of it. the elements that are scattered throughout the song, and also this instrumental hook that kind of relies on this vocal harmonization and how that goes as well with the polished drumming behind it. The percussion is incredible in this song. It sounds crisp, it sounds clean. The vocal hook, like the melody of the chorus, very memorable. Also delivered with a lot of emotion and quality to it, and well performed, beautifully staged, very well performed. Um, like just the whole emotion that is carried within the song, you like it's very palpable. You can almost touch it, just how fragile and how well everything is delivered. And then the final chorus, when the digital inputs are kind of expanding and the final chorus becomes a bit grounder and more explosive, it's fantastic. And the vocal harmonization is going along with the high note towards the end. It's just one of these moments that really just gives me chills, especially when you see it live because of all the lighting that goes on stage at the same time. I really do think the whole package of this song, it's incredible. I have to put it up here. I understand if people think that it's overrated or whatever, but I really do think this is the perfect package for a song, and it's so well performed and such a great song as well. I have to put it up there. I am almost tempted to put Bones in the same category, but no. But it's still fantastic. This is such a great song. The atmosphere of it is incredible. I'm loving the suspenseful vibe. There's a great sense of mystery in the song. I like how the different vocalists also take turns in the vocal melodies. It becomes a very great packaging of it. Like the collective sound of everything becomes so great because of the variation that you get in melodies, because of the vocal tones that they deliver. Um, and it's also, one of these songs that still has that backdrop of such a restrained approach in the verses, and then the chorus has a more driving approach. And especially when they build towards the latter parts of the song, when the song gets grander and they expand the instrumental of it, I really do think that this is one of these moments where the song can just keep building and building, and it really just you get fulfilled with how the song actually reaches its like what it's been building up to. It's just this sense of pleasement, I guess, when you just feel like, oh, everything came together just the way I wanted it to. The only problem is I would have wanted them to keep it going for another minute at least. Like it could just keep throwing things in there and throwing things in the mix, because when the final minute comes around in the song, I'm so into it that I can't stop and I'm just hooked throughout the whole thing. Also pretty well staged. It's not like the staging of it isn't really incredible, but like that. But I like the combination of the different vocalists and how they've also edited the camera shots and everything when they present it through the screen. So I think there are great ideas in there as well. Doesn't quite match the incredible aspects of the song, but still just fantastic entry. I really do think so. Then of course, yeah, they sat out a year in 2019 and came back in 2020 and got the winter vibes. I was never really winter vibe on board of that hype train for Bulgaria in 2020, but still quality piece of music. It's very great in its world building. I like it's very cinematic, and I'm liking the tone of it. It's very mellow. It makes me feel all warm inside. And it's just one of those feelings where you feel like the embrace of the song, um, and I'm liking the instrumental approach as well, especially towards the ending when the string arrangement just builds up and really comforts the whole thing. It's a really great entry. I don't think it's up there with fantastic because these two are just simply fantastic. But I would understand if people would put it up here because it's definitely understandable. I just think that this is really great for me. Uh, Everything is really well made about it, and I can't find anything to complain about. Yeah, really great. And they followed it up by Victoria competing again and actually getting to compete on the Eurovision stage. The song is very tangible, I think. Like the whole approach that they've taken is very minimalistic. and I'm liking that. I like the opening part of the song is very nice with like the clock sound effects, and it's a very distinct instrumentation to it. And I also like kind of how the song progresses, especially towards the end. It feels like the whole thing becomes very complete, even though it's still quite restrained. It doesn't have that explosive chorus, but it doesn't need that. And I think what enhances it way more than maybe other songs are allowed to be enhanced is the stage layout. It's beautiful to look out, to look at all of the gold and the orange and this, like, what is it, like a ship in the middle? I don't know. That's like looks like it's drowned by water or something. It's very pretty to look at, and it's a beautifully staged song. I think the song isn't as fantastic as the staging is, so I will land in the really great category. Staging alone, this is among the greatest I've seen, but the song isn't quite as memorable, I guess, and for me personally, I don't think the hook is that strong, and I guess just it could really have benefited from, I guess, a little more use of dynamic and a little of a greater expansion towards the end, maybe. Yeah, really great entry though. The less, I guess I don't have to say a lot about intention though in 2022. It's pretty well staged, but what happened here? And that's mostly just because of how do you go from this constant flow of 5 songs in a row, which I would consider at least really great or above, uh, to sending a rock song that doesn't have any drive, doesn't have any power, doesn't have that much energy, feels very stale, feels very vintage in a pretty bad way, because with rock music you need that to have the energy and the drive and the real adrenaline that it should transmit. This doesn't have any of that. I'm super disappointed with this one. I hope Bulgaria can get back on the right track next year and really really go for something that's more authentic and more what do you say, modern is such a vague term to use, because I mean songs produced today are of course modern, but it should have a more polished production. It should really sound like it's professionally put together by someone who knows how the modern production techniques are really supposed to be pulled off. And also something with more dynamic than this, because it just felt very one note. It felt like a bit like what do you say? Like everything was within this little circle of mud. Sounds so harsh to say. I'm getting a bit abstract now, but I don't think that this song really has anything that reaches outside of what you'd expect from it. And that's my main issue, I guess, because rock music really has the ability to really go the extra line and make something special of itself. This one doesn't. Intention has to be in what happened here. And this is my Bulgaria tier list. And now I'm done talking. Whew, my voice is wearing out on me. Do tell me what you would change about my tier list in the comments. I'm sure there's something you would definitely disagree on. But I'm looking forward to reading all about that. Hope to see you in the next video, whenever that comes out. Probably tomorrow. Have a good one until then, and bye-bye.